There we go.
Okay.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Hi. I'm Angela. This is John. And together,
We're Blank Page.
we do make up Blank Page games. And welcome to the first actual official not going to crap out on us at all episode of CCRPG.
Mm-hmm.
That is characters, campaigns, and role-playing games. Oh, I actually did that. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's right there.
Yeah.
Right.
Feels like that.
This
And I totally messed that one up.
This is our weekly talk show, gaming talk show.
Well, hopefully weekly, if we can stick to it.
We're trying to stick to every
Yeah.
Sunday. This is going to be our weekly talk show about everything that we are learning and doing through our game development process as a company.
Mm-hmm.
But since this is our first episode where things are finally, we've got ourselves together and we're getting things right, we actually wanted to more introduce ourselves and talk about what we've learned.
Talk about who we are.
Yeah.
What it is we do. Not so much what we've been working on. A little bit of what we've been working on. But more about, what we've been through in the past, what has brought us to the point we're at now, and where we hope to go in the future. Yeah,
we kind of just want to establish a little bit of credibility. This is kind of our second time going public, I guess. Last year we had a big campaign this time last year for the first game that we produced, and
the game was called Tag It.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't go as well as planned. What we learned there is
we could talk about what we learned there.
Yeah, we were not prepared at all. We rushed into it. Heck, we didn't even get our promotional video out until halfway through our Kickstarter campaign. We did make it halfway there, a little past halfway.
Yeah, we actually raised. We made it 3/4 of the way.
3/4? What's 3/4?
Oh.
Thanks to Kyle.
Well, we can talk about that a little more in a minute, but I think we should talk about how we came together.
Yes.
And we want to start from the very beginning. Tell everybody a tale. Oh, it all started in our friend Lindsay's house.
Yes. We were sitting around after playing Dungeons and Dragons one night.
There was a big group of us.
There were a lot. There were, 8? 8 people? 9?
Yeah.
There were a lot of people. And we
were original.
And I brought up some...
hold on, let me pull up chat.
I brought up some game ideas that I had thought of. And everyone around there, we were just, sitting around. Nobody wanted to go home yet.
Don't check your phone during...
Yeah, don't check your phone during the stream. It's bad form. But we don't have a second screen up to watch chat, so this is what we got right now. We were sitting around, just hanging out, and I brought up this idea for a game that I'd had. I'd had this idea for years, and it was too big for me to work on my own, and I wanted to know if anyone wanted in on it. And everybody decided that they wanted to help. Yeah,
originally there was a big group. And
we got really close to filing for an LLC with that group. And this was, 3 years ago?
Yeah. And
then we couldn't quite nail down what we wanted to do, and we ended up just scrapping the idea. We also had a big falling out with the group. At the time,
it wasn't so much.
Shortly after that, we had this, big...
No, man, it was a long time after that.
This would have been 4 years ago then.
It's been a while.
Yeah. It was a while ago.
Alright, well, from what I do remember of that time was we actually had things pretty well established. Like, everybody had a job in the group. I was strictly doing artwork.
I was strictly
managing
design. I think design lead for the one game that we decided we wanted to make.
We knew who was going to handle getting us online. We knew who was going to handle looking up all the legal stuff.
We had somebody that was just going to be in charge of sitting around on discussion threads and spreading the word. And I wish we had someone like that now. We need that person.
Oh my gosh. What eventually ended up happening was, it wasn't so much that we had a falling out with the group. That was a long time afterwards. We did, a couple of the friends, we separated mostly me.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
I still tried to hang out with them.
That's not the important part.
Yeah.
The important part was as we started getting into developing the game, there were a lot of cooks in the kitchen, and the discussion topic got
too many, you might say.
The discussion got like way off topic a lot. Like we just started talking about started arguing semantics about little tiny things, and the actual development of that game didn't really go anywhere. And then people just became disinterested. It was unfortunate.
It's still on the table. I still want to do it.
We do have information for it.
My oldest project idea. I've still got I still have all the old documents you're working on. Mm-hmm. It's gonna happen. Just not yet.
It's like the dragons in Game of Thrones.
Yes.
They're coming, but not
yet.
That joke is one we're gonna tell a lot.
Brought to you by Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, I wish.
This stream brought to you by Dr. Pepper.
I wish.
That's our joke here on this channel.
When you explain it, it's not funny.
No.
This is what
I will never explain it again.
This
was your one shot to know what's going on.
I like how my chat hasn't connected. So bad. Hey, chat. That's pretty bad.
So.
Okay.
So after that.
Well, there was just a long period of time where we didn't do anything.
Yeah, you and I weren't even talking at the time.
No, we were hanging out. We just
for a little bit.
No, it wasn't that far back. What ended up happening was the two of us started dating. Yeah.
Good.
Love. You can feel it. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. That's it.
Nope.
You need this. You can't have that.
Nope, I need this.
We started dating, and it was a couple months into us dating, we decided we were going to revive it.
Mm-hmm.
We fell in love with the idea of Blank Page Games, which was the name that we had come up with originally.
The name, the entire group voted on this name. Everyone liked it.
And we stuck with that.
We even ended up taking the same general logo idea, too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember who came up with it. Should probably figure that out and thank them.
Yes.
'Cause it was a great logo idea. You can see it right here.
There you go.
There we go. Mirrors. It's got the blank book and the rainbow quill. Like the rainbow we added. The rainbow part was us. Rainbows.
But yeah, we ended up sticking with it, and now it's just the two of us. We do have a lot of help from a couple of our friends, although it's not official.
We have a lot of friends that are just, in their spare time giving us advice. We'll bounce ideas off of them.
A little bit of testing.
Yeah, when we have something that needs tested, we'll get some of them together and hold a little, mini adventure. A lot of the stuff we do is role-playing games now, so...
Shocking. If you couldn't guess from the title. But,
yeah. Right here.
Okay, you're done. But what ended up happening is first we were just the two of us. It's been hard getting things together. Development has taken a lot longer. Mm-hmm. It's been harder coordinating stuff until we moved in with each other, and then even after that, like the struggles of just moving in and trying to set up. Mm-hmm. That took us forever to figure out. That's a lot of stuff we're going to talk about too. But I think the real thing, the thing we started talking about, was we did actually get a game into production. We had tested it. It was going well. No, it was.
It was. Everyone that tested it, we might have maybe had a handful of bad reviews, but we took all those into account and made changes accordingly. That was Tag It.
Yes.
Tag It was going really well. It's has kind of a similar flavor and feel to it to games like
Cards Against Humanity.
Cards Against Humanity it's probably its closest.
Yeah, the difference was
cousin,
Tag It.
I guess.
It was unlike where you have Cards Against Humanity or Apples to Apples, where stuff becomes outdated really quick.
This used we just had. Every card was just a hashtag and maybe a little funny quote, the kind of thing you'd expect from a little party card game. But the hashtags were just like really outrageous. Like we had "twerk on" for Jesus in there. That was one that got played a lot.
That was a really good one.
Sorry, I'm not sorry.
Sorry, I'm not sorry. It was good. But these were all hashtag cards, and the idea was you were supposed to take. It was a very small game. It wasn't going to be an expensive game. It wasn't going to be difficult to produce. but you were supposed to take like actual stuff from your social media feed, whether it be Twitter or Tumblr or Facebook, and have people tag the stuff that you posted and try to find the funniest association.
It was also a little different because our turn order was non-deterministic, which is a little weird for those games. Like whoever won the hand found the next status. It was their turn to.
I think that's actually a variant rule in a lot of card games, though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's not like the standard.
I never played any variant rules in any card games.
I think that was the part that people had the most fun with, is because it was the standard. You were always trying to win, not just to be like, oh, I'm the overall winner, but people always wanted to like read off the dumb stuff that their friends posted.
It's like if one of your friends is really drama prone and you wanted to really get that status read, I mean, you had to win first. You didn't just automatically get a turn.
Yeah, so it was a little bit.
There's also the holding your hand thing.
What?
You could withhold for a turn.
Yeah, you could withhold.
Yeah, if you didn't want to risk, because every card you gave up was a point someone else got, and you could bet up to 2.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you knew nothing in your hand was going to win, you could be like, all right, I'm going to hold back for this turn. But then you had to play something the next turn.
I guess the point is while it was a great concept, it was a little bit too close to other games. We mentioned that.
Yeah.
But the thing that really got it was as we were testing it and getting more ideas and changing cards out, we were really getting a lot of feedback from people who were in high school or the early years of college. So when we put the Kickstarter out, we had... Oh, now I'm trying to think. It was just a lot of the people who were like, oh, I really like this game, I want this to be a thing, were in high school and the available funds weren't there.
Yeah,
So it was a big know your audience issue.
You've got a problem when a lot of the people that say they want to support you need to add on to that, but I need to get the money from my parents first, because then that's not going to work.
Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. Never check your phone on stream, people. I just can't get my chat to come up so I can get questions. There we go. There we go. Now maybe it'll load.
Jenny was trying to pull up the stream on my computer over there. Apparently she couldn't get it. But, yeah.
Well, no, here we go. We've got it. If anybody's got anything in chat, leave us questions in chat. You can ask us anything right now just because this is kind of our introduction.
Yeah.
If you're watching this later on YouTube or whatever, I'm sorry, you can't ask me any questions.
Well, they could. They could ask us questions on
comments
on the comments.
Oh. No, I'm gonna leave those open. But you know what? I do actually want to talk about a good thing. Because we're going to talk a lot about what we learned, and we learned from failure most of the time.
Yes, we did.
You don't have to feel bad about it. It's okay because we're building on that. But one good thing that we got out of Tag It was we were actually featured in Cleveland Scene magazine.
Oh, we were. That's
right away.
Yeah, immediately.
We put the campaign out. We got a few donations
we got
right away.
Little Karibo tweeted about us too.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
That
didn't go anywhere either.
No, but we did. We actually did get some information from Cleveland Scene magazine, and a couple of people messaged us about it.
Mm-hmm.
That was specifically one of the cool things. We didn't know about that right away. It was one of my friends who messaged me. They're like, "Do you realize you're in the weekly magazine?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" That was a big shock to us. It was actually oh, here we go. Okay, we've got a couple of questions. Wait, why are you allowing Cupcake to sleep in the background? Our cat's in the background.
Who is that?
It's Cupcake. Where's Cupcake?
Oh,
she's asleep though. She's just gonna be sitting there.
Yeah, she's not an attention whore. She won't hog she won't hog much of the screen.
She doesn't
don't worry about it.
But yeah, that was a good thing. We did build a lot of hype right away, but we just couldn't follow through on it.
Yeah, we were not prepared.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that if we'd waited just another few weeks, it might have turned out a lot better.
Because ultimately what we were trying to do was we wanted to have the campaign for our game ready when we went to ShinbokuCon.
Yes, because we did have a booth there.
We had a booth at ShinbokuCon. We got a lot of attention at ShinbokuCon, a lot of good feedback.
Yes, a lot of great feedback.
That was at the end of
donations.
Our campaign.
It was at the end of our campaign. There wasn't enough time for anyone there to donate.
I mean, like, it was 2 days. It was like 2 days before the end of our campaign. like, we just timed it so poorly, and then on top of that...
It would have been much better to start the campaign with ShibokuCon, and then we would have had our video going already. We would have had...
Yeah.
We would have had a much better... We could have even maybe had a copy of the cards.
Yeah.
A nice copy of the cards printed up.
We had test cards all printed.
Yeah, we just had...
They weren't, I mean...
They weren't bad.
The card designs were nice, but they were just test cards and sleeves.
Printed on cardstock, stuck in trading card sleeves. That was what we had.
Can we Cupcake? I'll bring Cupcake down at the end when I answer questions.
Yeah,
I'm going to go through all the questions at the end, actually.
We had alpha test material that we were bringing to what should have been a beta test event.
And, a lot of people, are very supportive there.
And with Descended, we're not going to have that problem.
Yeah. We will talk about Descended more in a minute. I actually want to talk about, just in general, some of the stuff we learned. I'm going to talk specifically, since we're on Tag It. Last year was a bad year, personally, for me, after that went wrong. Because I feel like that it wasn't a big failure. Nobody really gave us a hard time on it. Nobody's like, oh no, your lives are ruined, your company's over, quit now. Nobody was like that, but I just kind of got down about it because that was... I put a lot of effort into it.
Yeah, that was mostly Angela's project.
And
so when it didn't go well, you took it...
I took it kind of hard.
You took it hard, which is understandable. You probably took it a lot harder than you should have, but...
I don't think I took it... I wasn't, crippled in my room crying or anything. But whenever I would sit down and we were trying to work on any other game, or I was trying to get motivated to, put some of my other ideas out there,
I just kind of,
I just didn't happen. I hit a creative block. It was pretty bad after that, and I think what I've taken away from that is, first off, you take nothing else away from this. If you're listening to this now...
Don't give up.
No, it's not don't give up.
It should be.
Yes.
It's a good takeaway.
That's a good takeaway, but specifically is, if you're going into that final step where you're going to put out a Kickstarter, or you're going to try to actually produce a game and sell it, or anything. If you're going into that step, make sure that you understand what's going into it beforehand, as far as the preparations you have to make for the actual campaign that you're doing, or how you're going to market yourself.
And know exactly what you want to get out of it as well.
Yeah, know the audience too going into it. Because I think the thing was, we had an expectation of what we liked, and we based it off of, well, obviously we made this game, our friends' place, stuff like this. Mm-hmm. And then we ended up hitting something that was not quite what we expected.
It had the My Little Pony effect. We hit an audience that we weren't aiming for. And unfortunately, we hit an audience that didn't have money either, so...
That's a terrible way to put it.
It is a terrible way to put it. It's not wrong, but...
honestly, that is the dead truth. We want to make games. We want to do stuff that people will enjoy, but we can't do that, and that's just a reality for anybody out there who's making games, stuff like that. You can't do that unless you have the time and funding to do it. So, I realize that there's people out there who it's they're younger and their lives are just I'm just going to do up a mod for this. And that can be a creative project to a certain point, but when you're trying to actually put something out and you want to build on it, you do have to get an audience and you do have to market yourself. That's reality. Money is a factor.
It definitely is.
And it's hard to come forward and say that. I feel like there's going to be a time in the future where we're going to be oh, maybe we'll actually become millionaires. It's haha, we can just wipe our butts with this. What was that noise? I hope nobody heard that, but I think Jenny dropped something.
It sounded like Jenny dropped a bottle of juice.
Oh, that's probably not too bad. Okay. Our daughter's in the other room.
She's in the kitchen getting some juice, I think.
I hope.
Okay.
Alright, so I think the other thing that I think you should probably mention the next one is, it's not so much, we don't have to talk so much about Descended, it's the big thing that you've been kind of taking in over the production of it.
I have a tendency to dramatically overestimate how much of what I'm working on is actually complete.
That was well said.
It was well said.
I should probably explain. Descended, if you've heard us talk about it...
That's what I've learned working on it.
If you've heard us talk about it before, it's a pen and paper role-playing game similar to D&D, other types of games like that. And he's been working on it. We've talked about it a little bit on just some of my past art streams and stuff like that. And it's the main project we're working on right now. And he's been working on it for a long time.
Several years.
And it's nothing to put your head down about. He has come a long way leading this project, and we've gotten a lot of people backing us up on it. The problem is I've noticed, and I think this is a problem with a lot of other people who develop games, is you've got the idea in your head. That idea is not on paper. That idea is not tested. But you want to tell everybody, when people start asking about it, you want to tell people, it's done! Because in your mind, it's done.
In my mind, I have this entire vision of the game, and I know what the game is, and how the game will look, and how it will play out, and a large portion of that, even now, still hasn't been written down yet. It's there. It exists. There is an entire game somewhere up in my head that is great and fantastic and fun to play, and I'd say that maybe half of it has actually been written down.
And the other half is, once you get some
the
of
half
those
that is written down is working well.
But once we've gotten some of those ideas down on paper, too, because I remember specifically when we started working on this, was actually the game that brought the two of us back together to actually start working. One thing you told me was, I bet if we just sat down for a half an hour one weekend, we could hammer this whole thing out. Now, to be entirely fair,
in the incarnation it was at first that could have happened, but it would have been an awful game.
Well, I think the other thing is we have to remember is the two of us, we were sitting at Applebee's, and we were drinking.
Yes.
We had
I think we were each I think you were into your third drink and I was into my second. There was no way anything we said at that point was correct.
Yeah, no, that was just, we were out on a Friday night, and it was after D&D, and the two of us was like, yeah, let's make this game. But we stuck with it.
We stuck with it. We've had a few false starts.
We have. But it's not as bad as Tag It. We have definitely held back from that
we didn't bomb it. We've been... The hard part's been me keeping myself restrained, because I know there's a lot of people that do want to play the game.
Yeah.
My friend's my brother's friend.
Yes.
My brother has some friends from when he was in college that he told them one time that I was working on a game, and this was a completely different game. This was a completely different idea that actually the one that we initially started Blank Page over. Neverall. This was back when we were working on Neverall, and he was like, "Oh, they really want to try this game," and apparently they've been bugging him ever since for a beta book to play out of. And
Jenny got eggs. It wasn't juice, everybody. It was eggs.
Okay.
In case anybody was interested.
Yes.
That didn't come up.
Jenny has a hard-boiled egg. Did it?
Yeah, it did.
So somebody asked what happened.
Oh, we also got a follow. Thank you, PSI Overtake. For the follow.
PSI Overtake. Awesome.
But a bottle did fall.
Thank
did
you,
it spill?
Jenny.
No spills?
No spills? Alright, good.
Awesome. No spills better than spills.
Actually, I have to say, when I've told you all the times that I've told you, it's like, you need to rein yourself back, it's always been when Matt's talked to you. His brother is...
But you have to understand, I understand that that's a thing. I totally get way in over my head when talking to my brother. But my brother is almost 10 years older than I am. There's a really big age gap, and I've always been the little brother that was screwing things up.
So you just want to...
So I want him to... I want to not let my brother down again.
Okay, but that's the other thing, too.
I get way ahead of myself and end up just way overreaching and...
Well, that's the thing that I've been
I don't
telling you.
I don't do it just with Matt, but...
But that's the thing I've been telling you is... You aren't obligated, when you're at this stage, the stage that we're at right now, you aren't obligated to have a game out. We're not Wizards of the Coast. We're not putting out the next set in Magic and it's not getting delayed a month. We're not delaying everything.
We're not Paizo, and where, we
either
have a book in beta or we have a book out, and here's the adventure path we're releasing this year. And
no, we have
we
day
don't have
jobs,
to do that. We have
responsibilities, and we have to get these games together on our own time. So we want to be able to talk about it every week. We want to be able to be like, this is it, have this. We're not ready yet. And that's, if you're out there making something, creating anything, remember, you aren't obligated. If you're not working for someone else, if you're doing something for yourself, you're not obligated to just be like, it's done. we want to see something finished just as well as you would expect us to have a finished thing. So
I guess the good news is, though, is we are solidly into our alpha test stage. We've got a completed set of rules. We've got our 4 bloodlines mostly fleshed out. We just decided on what will hopefully be a final revision for the nobles.
And final revision for weapons too.
Weapons.
Working that out.
Yeah, we're working on. We like the way the magic system in the game turned out, but it kind of overshadows anyone that decides to actually pick up a sword and whack the bad guy with it.
Yeah, so it's
they
a
kind of get left
issue,
behind a little bit. So we're rebalancing those before we go fully into beta. And other than that, it's mostly writing down. Like, we're gonna trim out. We've got some fat we can trim out of the system. Refine things a little bit, make them flow a little better, and then at that point, it's
really just balancing.
We need to finish balancing, get more of the world fleshed out.
Yeah.
We can't really release you can't release much of anything if people don't know what to do with what you give them.
You need a canon world for people to build off of.
Yeah.
That's where we are with that. All right, the one other thing I want to talk about that we've learned. This is the one other big thing I want to talk about, and has everything to do with what you see on screen right now. This is our 3rd time trying to do CCRPG. Give me that phone back. I need to be able to reach out. Go touch.
I just want to see the tab.
Jenny's super excited.
Yes.
This is our 3rd time trying to do CCRPG.
She's so excited she's twitching.
This is our 3rd time trying to say that this is our 3rd time doing CCRPG, I think. And in the past, I've tried doing other streams. I've shown off the custom amiibos I've done, some of the other artwork I've done, and we do.
I paint miniatures for the other games we play.
And we also
we do Unguided Gaming.
We do have Unguided Gaming, which is just our main like gameplay series, the stuff we do in between actually working on the games and the artwork and the other stuff that we're doing for Blank Page.
Unguided Gaming is fun. I'm having fun now.
That's good.
It's a lot less formal than what we're doing here.
Yeah, you weren't used to that at first.
I was not.
But no, we do have a couple of other things, but we're starting to get used to not just the Twitch environment, but also Twitter. I'm on the internet all the time. For some reason, Twitter was a mystery to me. Tumblr, I'm on Tumblr now. I want to be clear for anybody out there who's like, ooh, Tumblr. Sometimes I say Tumblr too, but it's got a lot of great artists on it, and it's a good way just to promote artwork. And that's primarily what I do.
Sort of manage our Facebook page, although until recently I haven't had much time to do much with it.
Well, I mean, we haven't had much to talk about in between.
That's true.
Getting descended to beta.
That's true, and the old job that I used to have, I was always on call. I was always working. I didn't get very many opportunities to keep up with our Facebook, but that'll get more active now.
Yes. And I mean, all the links are down here if you want to check it out, except for our YouTube page because we're still setting that up. But the important part there is, we are just getting familiar with how to handle everything, and it's a lot of work, but it's worth it.
It is totally worth it.
We weren't going to get anywhere.
She's taking it again, and they can see.
Give me that. Now, stay over there. We're also trying to manage that over there. Nope, stay.
No, get the hand in the shop.
That is a whole different challenge.
Yes.
But Jenny's supportive, so I guess we can't complain, right?
No.
But yeah.
Go Team Blank Page.
But handling
Go Team Blank Page.
Handling social media stuff was the one thing I was very insistent on getting it started. I was insistent on I have to post on Twitter, I have to post on Facebook, I have to do all this stuff. And there is a fine balance between
I think you overextended at first. You were trying
I did. Well,
way too much, way too hard.
You were very into Facebook as well, too.
Yes.
When we first started. We overextended it first, so
we overextended, and then the game we were working on, which was Descended at the time, we've been working on it a while.
We had to do a major overhaul, so a lot of stuff changed.
The entire game is different.
So a lot of the stuff that we said originally, if you go look on our Facebook page now...
we've got pictures posted that aren't even remotely accurate. Sorry, Corey, if you ever see this.
We have to give props and shout outs to
Yeah,
some
we have
people,
props and shout outs to
obviously.
everyone, the original blank page team.
Yes.
So,
Because even though there's a lot of people who are still working with us, there are a lot of people who some part of what they had.
Should we do that now? Say issue our thanks to everybody.
We have we actually have a really long list, and I
We
can't
do
remember
have a long
everybody
list.
off the top of my head.
Wait.
I can do the original team. I remember everyone was on that.
You do?
Yeah.
Go for it.
All right. So we've got Alex and Lindsay were on that team. Lindsay was handling the legal. Alex was.
He was going to set up everything online, pretty much.
Yeah, he was going to do the online stuff. He also designated himself Team Skeptic. So it was his job to rein us back in if we thought things were going too good.
I took over Alex's job.
Of course, there were the two of us, but we don't need to thank ourselves. We haven't finished yet.
No, thank us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave. Dave was our numbers guy. He was the number balancing guy.
I'm giving claps to everybody.
We had Chi-Chi, Jeremy.
Mm-hmm.
He's also one of our current testers.
Yeah, so he's still involved.
He's way invested in the Noble Bloodline.
Yeah,
so
he
might be happy to hear we have a solution for that one. But he was helping me out with the designs phase. Do you remember if Tyler was involved with that?
I don't remember. I remember Tyler starting to be involved, but
yeah, Tyler and Jenny were involved.
Jenny wasn't. No, I don't think Jenny was involved. But I know Jason was thinking about getting involved too.
Yeah, he was going to do artwork too. I think.
No, he was going to work on something with us.
I don't remember.
Sorry,
I
Jason.
don't remember that one. If Jason, Tyler, or Tyler's wife Jenny, because there's a whole lot of Jennys involved in this story right now.
Yeah.
If any of you, if I missed anyone, I'm sorry. It has been a while.
Okay, darts off.
I think our big thank you right now is John, though, for the music.
Yes.
Yes, John Weekly.
And Nate for testing.
Nate for testing.
And just bouncing shit off us, because Nate's probably going to be the first person who's really part of the blank page team officially.
Yes, he's most likely. We've got Josh.
And we've got Josh.
Josh is helping us out with a lot of the testing.
Mike might join us as well.
Yes.
And
Josh has some of his own. Josh is one of the first people to have his own custom content get voted into the game with the feral dragon abilities.
Mm-hmm. And if you've seen any of my art streams in the past, you'll remember Josh and Mike. They're usually on my amiibo custom.
Josh is the loud one.
Josh is the loud one. Sorry,
Mike is the one with the ringtones that make Ange jump. What else do we have? Vanessa did do our logos. Angela's sister does our logos for us.
Well, specifically, she did the. Forget it.
This one.
She did the blank page logo.
That one.
She did the artwork for that. You're done.
Somewhere.
I got it eventually. Yeah, she did that for us. She also we don't have an image of her right here readily available, but if you go right here, she did the logo for Descended, which is currently our banner on Facebook.
She also did the logo for another game, Handler's Passage, which I'm not going to talk too much about because that's another one of my projects that is on hiatus.
It's on hiatus because after Tag It, she didn't feel like she could work on much of anything. So
it was a hard time, but you know what?
It is still a good idea. I still think we're gonna do it. It's It's a really interesting. It's an interesting take.
It's coming.
It's coming.
But like the Dragons of Game of Thrones.
It's an interesting take on the boxed role playing game sort of game, but it's like the Dragons.
We need to keep Dart's gonna run through here. We have another cat, not just
We're just gonna see a tail.
I think somebody actually did mention that Dart was on the ground, but okay, so that's the last thing I want to talk about tonight because we will in the future be talking a lot about the production for Descended. We want to be very candid about that, especially since we are handling the majority of the alpha testing and final development stages. We need to bounce ideas off of people. So that's what a lot of our weekly stuff is going to be about getting that out.
Do we want to extend an offer for anyone that wants to get involved or not yet?
We will talk about the beta test.
Okay.
That's when we'll talk about that. If you follow us on Facebook, that's where you're going to see that.
The closer we get to that beta release,
the more we'll talk about it.
The more we'll talk about it. We will need a few solid groups that we can send copies of the rules to, because I think we do.
I think we'll have the opening.
I think our final idea. I think our final release might be a digital one, but we will have hard copies of the beta books.
And
because it's just easier to it's easier to keep those confidential if we ship them out, as a physical.
And then we'll also probably have a little bit of the opening canon campaign that we're currently working on.
Yes. So I think maybe next time we can go a little bit into the game world.
I do want to talk about the game world.
It's an interesting game world. It's one that I personally haven't seen done, although.
Well, the other thing is it's kind of my baby. I really like to DM or GM, depending on the game. I really
Storytell.
Yes, I really like
narrate. I'm done.
I really like to create the game worlds and stuff like that. If you ask anybody who I've been involved, and not that you can, but leave it in the chat. But people do know that I pretty much hate actually playing games, and I only like to DM now.
That's the hating playing is a more recent development.
Well, no,
the switch to GMing is a recent development.
Yeah, no, it was about. Was it? It was last summer. No, it was before that.
It's still pretty
recent. It was. I took up the job of running World's Largest Dungeon in 3.5 and I wasn't very.
It's a rather infamous. Dungeons and Dragons. I think it was originally maybe 3rd edition.
And they brought it up?
I don't remember if it was 3rd edition or 3.5, but we started running through it. I don't know how many times I've started that campaign. I think I've started the campaign a good 7, maybe 8 times. I've had many, many characters die before their 3rd level.
But yeah, I took up doing that. I was not very confident at all. I took up doing it as like this challenge. Like, I was just like, I'm just going to do it, because everybody's like, we're already making characters. I was like, I guess I'm running this campaign now. And I loved it immediately, so now I just,
It also helps that you had a pretty good example of campaign building.
Mm-hmm. And,
say what you will about how unbalanced the 3.5 system became, a lot of its adventures, however, were written very well.
Yeah, and there's a lot of detail in it. So I have a good idea of
that's full campaign.
Yeah, and I have a good idea of what I want to have going into our canon world. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited to talk about it.
The core of the world is still mine, but Angela has had a big hand in shaping a lot of the finer details, a lot of the social interactions. Just recently I finished the map.
We have a map!
We have a map, yeah!
Alright.
Together we map.
Together we map the world. That's a joke. People will get it. People.
They'll get it eventually.
That one fell flat. Don't laugh at that. But the one thing I do want to talk about before we say our goodbyes to everybody and give more shout-outs, I guess, is... Oh, and answer questions. We got a ton of questions.
Yeah, there's some more of our alpha testers we haven't even mentioned yet, so...
I do want to talk a little bit about the kinds of games we want to go into. Like,
yes.
You've heard about Descended.
You've heard about Descended. You've heard about the Tag It That Never Was.
And you know what? I've always honestly wanted to put up the PDFs on my Tumblr or something. Follow me. If I get confident enough, I think I'll put up the information for everybody.
It is still a fairly solid game. We just didn't.
Yeah,
we weren't prepared to release it.
Yeah, but I think I'd like to just give it out to the world and be like, guys, just take it, just have fun. Because
we made this. People should be allowed to play it.
We made this.
Just because we're not going to make money off of it doesn't mean that people shouldn't be allowed to play it. So.
But the other kinds of games, obviously, we want like real physical, tabletop card games, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. We have a ton of ideas.
Yes. But I've even got a couple of board games. I mean,
yeah,
I made a board game once when I was in like 3rd grade for a special project.
I made a couple.
That was it.
I made a couple board games.
It worked fairly well. I had a decent.
Mine were all like Candyland style. They were so bad. But those are the kinds of games that we want to work on.
And the themes are ranging from everywhere from high fantasy to post-apocalyptic horror. We've got tons of different things we can make. I think there's a steampunk game in there somewhere too.
One of them is steampunk based, but no, I don't want to.
Oh, that's right.
I don't want to spoil anything. Okay, the point is we have a lot of ideas, but we want to let everybody know. If you've heard us talking about Descended in the past, that's what we're focusing on now.
We're going to see that one through.
And
something might get thrown on the back burner if we lose any steam on Descended, but we're not going to make any announcements about that if it happens.
We do have other ideas. We've talked over what we want to see in games. We keep archives and notes anytime. Mm-hmm. We just need to, like, purge ideas, even if they're really stupid. I'll talk about one of our really stupid ideas. Openly.
Phoebe?
Yes. One night, I'll tell a story about this. One night, my mom dragged me out, before I moved out, she dragged me out to Walmart. It was like 2 in the morning, and I was just staring at produce in the produce aisle. I was like, we need a flash game where broccoli fights each other. It's going to be called Broccoli Battles. And you choose a broccoli
She actually came up with this whole game.
It'd be a Facebook game.
It'd be like a stupid Facebook Street Fighter clone where you've got produce beating each other to a pulp.
Yeah.
And that was it.
They'd have special moves where they'd like throw hot cheese on each other or ranch dressing. But the point is,
your dressing.
As dumb as that sounds, we keep notes on everything because we honestly don't know what's going to stick. And we do have ideas. If Descendant
if you use hot cheese, a lot of stuff will stick.
If Descendant doesn't make it, we've got more ideas. We've got... I don't think we're going to be the kind of people who you'll be seeing in the future. It's like, oh, Blank Page, they made the next Halo. No,
we're not going to do that.
But we have games that we know that we want to make. We have a lot of ideas for a lot of different things.
I don't think we have any plans for anything AAA. I mean, we have.
No, we don't have any plans for anything like that.
No,
because we translated like the one thing. It was like, oh, this is going to be our magnum opus if we ever make a game, and we're like, nah, it'll be better as a card game.
Yeah.
That's like our thought process. It's like, oh, we've got this great story. Let's write a novel and make a card game. Or maybe we're just lazy.
We've got one thing that we would want to release on anything that qualifies as a major system.
Delph. Do you want to talk Delph?
No.
What?
For Wii U.
Oh, no. Okay. We'll just say we did apply for a Wii U's developer's license.
Yes,
So cross your fingers. I
might still do some messing around in Unity, see if I can get it to work. But if we don't get the license, it probably won't happen. But if we do, it'll be pretty cool.
Yeah.
It still won't be any AAA title or anything like that, but it will actually be on a system.
We have put ourselves out there and been like, give us a chance.
And for those PC gamers that ask why we're putting it on a system, it works best on the Wii U. The Wii U has the setup we were looking for.
Wii U's have amiibos and I have a problem.
They also, more importantly, they have the gamepad because we actually needed that.
Yeah. Well, no, you could probably do it on PC, like remotely, but it wouldn't be as.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be as like it
wouldn't have the look and feel we're going for.
But yeah, I think that's it.
But
now,
Delve is the big one though that we would.
Yeah.
We've got a series of app games. They'd be roguelike?
Yes.
Yeah, roguelike is the term. So they've got, randomly generated dungeons you walk through.
RPG elements.
Similar
to like
Diablo?
No.
No.
That's a terrible
Chocobo Dungeon?
Chocobo Dungeon's too obscure. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. That's like the one game, if you know a robot game, that's one you're gonna know.
Yeah. You permadeath.
It's not permadeath.
It depends. Some of them do.
Most of them, it's like you lose your party member if you've got multiple, and then if you die, you get kicked out of the dungeon and lose all your crap. That's how it.
Actually, a lot of times you can't take the things you find in the dungeon back out.
You can take equipment out.
I know Azure Dream
things.
You couldn't. You could capture monsters though and take them back out of the dungeon.
You could take a certain amount of equipment out of Chocobo Dungeon, which nobody knows that game. I love that game. It's so stupid, but I love it. But yeah, I think that's pretty much. That is it. If you've sat through it now, you know who Blank Page is, you know what we do, you know what we want to do, and you know what to expect in the future. And now you also know our cat. Our other cat is around here somewhere. Jenny's off in the background. Hush. I'm going to go ahead and just go through here really quick, see if we've got any big questions. So many. Keep Chocobo Dungeon out of there. Let's see. Oh my gosh, there's so much here to read through.
Oh jeez.
Okay,
we got an entire conversation.
Cupcake is here.
That's
there,
it.
I think we've got this
all right,
covered.
point with your other hand. There. Cupcake is there.
Cupcake's there. I think we've got that covered.
That black lump on the corner of the couch, that is a cat.
Alright, so I think we've got that
is indeed a cat.
Covered. Let's see.
Can we see the cupcake? She will
She's
complain.
Right,
are we going to bring Tag It Back? We covered that.
Yeah.
It's probably going to end up being just a downloadable PDF. We're not going to ask anything for it. We weren't.
Some people made fun of your bad puns.
I always make the bad puns. You will have to get used to it.
Hold on a second.
Ooh, somebody's asking about Descended, I think.
There's actually a lot of discussion about what people have missed.
Oh, Tommy Gamer wants to know what a tabletop game is, but I think Psy Overtake handled that one for us.
Yeah. Thank you everybody in the chat for keeping up. Let's see. Oh my gosh, this is so much to read through here.
Tommy Gamer really wants Descended to be an Xbox One game, apparently.
You know what? I wouldn't be opposed to releasing.
We could probably do something for it on like Xbox Arcade,
like releasing. If we end up getting developers license for stuff, if we take some of the.
Well, I have Unity. I can develop regardless.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you do have to get have to get separate like.
Yeah, we'd have to get the licenses to actually release them for those systems. I guess I can develop the frameworks for them and make them do things.
I guess the one big question that the one big overarching thing that everybody should know is for our tabletop games, pen and paper games, you're looking at stuff like D&D right now. Those are the things we're focusing on.
Things that we can just if we can send a few hundred to a publisher, have them print up a few books, or give us a digital ISBN so we can sell it on Amazon. That's great. That's the kind of thing we can easily get done right now. As far as big releases for like one of the big three systems or a big PC or Mac release, that's a little out of our range at the present.
But I think with the opening that they have for indie games for Xbox One, Steam's a good release
PS4,
platform. And just the Wii U and the 3DS, the way everybody's handling everything with downloadable indie games and stuff like that, especially after just seeing the Nintendo Direct.
Yes.
And just seeing how much people are really taking in these third-party indie games and stuff like that. It's not something we're opposed to, but a lot like the Dragons of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it's not something we can hit up at the moment. We're still really invested in Descended. It is so close. We're so close to being over the hill on that one.
Yeah.
We just need to keep up the steam a little bit longer, and then who knows? We don't know what we don't even have a plan. We don't know what our next project will be. We have a lot in the works that we could pick up, but.
You know what? We want to see how this one goes first, and we just want to be candid about our development now.
Yeah.
So
honestly, what happens next will be dependent on how well Descended does, and honestly, how well. I mean, I have to play around some with Unity. We need to look into what it would cost to produce a card game. There's a lot of different factors we need to look into before we decide what our next game is going to be and what it will be on.
Yeah. But you know what? That's the stuff we're going to talk about in the upcoming episodes. Like I said, we'll be very candid about our development from here on out. If you're interested in the stuff that we're doing, we will be streaming a couple of times. Here and there we'll be streaming stuff like character development and artwork is what I'll be doing on this channel. CCRPG, try to keep it weekly so people know what's going on.
If anything mechanical comes up involving anything with the numbers side or upkeep of a given character or aspect of the rules, that's something I'll talk about. That's my primary responsibility.
And then things as far as like once we get closer to beta or we're putting out something new and interesting, if you want to follow us, what we've got going on, Facebook for Blank Page Games, everything's down below. My Tumblr, Twitter, and Vine are mostly just for highlights of other gaming-related stuff that we're doing. And then, of course, in our off time, we're doing Unguided Gaming.
Yes.
So you can join us for that. We don't have a schedule quite yet, but, follow us, keep in touch, and...
I guess It's,
Other than that, I just want to give one more quick shout out again to our friend John, Primeval, on the internet. If you I don't know where to follow him though, so we got to ask him in the future. We'll be going out on his song. The song is "Kickstart the Fight." It was a song that we have kind of adopted
he wrote it to be our intro and outro during our Kickstarter campaign, and we adopted it. We really liked it, so
I think it really fits.
Go Blank Page.
Yeah, I think it kind of fits the fact that Blank Page doesn't. We're not just trying to be one thing. We're trying to find out, where our niche is in the world.
Yep.
So yeah, if anybody out there is interested in helping us find our niche.
One last check for more questions. See if there are any. Anything else we should address?
Nothing else major pertaining to the games that we have going. So in that case, we'll be signing out for tonight. We will see you again next week. And throughout the week, we'll probably be doing some Unguided Gaming. I'll also be doing some amiibo hunting stuff. So yeah,
we will progress down the road of Ultimate.
Yes, we will progress down the road of Ultimate. We're playing Vietnamese Crystal if you're interested.
She's doing the.
I'm the master.
She's the master, and I'm the unguided apprentice.
So we'll see how that goes in the future. Other than that, we will be signing out. Good night, everybody.
Good night.